Live. Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome to Mad Red United. Welcome to the show. Obviously, as you can see, I've got a little thing just here. Where is it? There. It says Paul Barrett. I had his name lit up in lights and everything, ready for him to arrive. But sadly, as any parent knows or anyone who's got kids, this last couple of weeks before your partner gives birth, or if you are a lady and you know what it's like, before the end it gets a bit chaotic, and obviously I can't get hold of Paul. Hopefully everything is okay and he's alright and his wife's okay and everything is still on track and where it needs to be and everything is okay. So that's that out of the way. Let's crack on with the show. And exactly, well, I said it in the title. I thought yesterday's game against Leicester was a snatch and grab. But how we're looking at it, I mean, I've already looked at a few of your comments before I actually came on live, and some of you are actually pretty confident about moving forward after this weekend because United, believe it or not, 5 games in, are in the top 4. Ole, job done so far. So far, so good, according to the owners. United are in the top 4 and everyone is happy. So, is that true? Is that the case? Do we ride this wave of confidence and good luck, or whatever you want to call it, from this weekend? Because I didn't think we were lucky in a way. I thought De Gea made an important save against Maddison early on in the game. If that goes in, it may have been different, ifs and buts. But at the end of the day, we were depleted with injuries. You all know how I feel about how that came across. I'm not going to go into that in depth again. I'm going to just try and analyse exactly where we're at this weekend, how we're looking forward, and everything from that game yesterday. Because, let's be honest, it wasn't a great game again. But it was a massive result for United. 3 points was exactly what we all needed. I don't think there was any United fan who was bothered about performance in yesterday's game. It literally was a case of, we've got so many injuries, we're depleted, we've got players starting for the first time this season, and it was a little bit mixed match. It felt mixed match in terms of the starting lineup. I was disappointed that we didn't see more of the youngsters. I thought Ollie bottled that personally, and I'll get into that later on in the show. But going over the actual result and looking how everything else panned out this weekend, it always gives you that little bit of a good feeling seeing how other teams have failed. And obviously, I've seen your comments already. I heard you talking about, before we even came on live, about Arsenal doing a Banter FC Arsenal usual and dropping 2 points, being 2-0 up as well. Oh my God. I can just picture them fan cams going on right now outside Vicarage Road. My God, they're all going to be going off their trees, because I looked at that game, I seen it up to half time, and then I had to do some bits, and it just popped up on my phone. It was like 2-1. I'm like, oh, okay. And apparently Watford turned into a world beater in the second half and completely pounded Arsenal. That being said, obviously, if teams like Arsenal, teams like Watford are creating all these chances, obviously United are not. But still, we're playing some absolute garbage football this season so far, and we're in 4th position. I'm lost for words. I can't figure out how we are actually in 4th position, because we have been playing very, very poorly. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? Results are everything, and it is important in. I think Mourinho was the best at it. He was a master at it. He literally, it was with Mourinho, it was a win at all costs, because the table and stats weren't everything. The only stat that was important was the point stat with Mourinho, and you know what I mean? Tables don't lie. We say it all the time, tables don't lie, and we're in 4th position. So would you say that it's job well done so far for Ole? That's the brief met. You got to keep United in the top 4, and moving forward, can this give us a little bit of a confidence booster now? From the game itself yesterday, it's hard to take confidence in the way we're playing, but what I took confidence in yesterday was, no, it wasn't fantastic, but for what we had on the pitch and what we needed to do, which was the basics, I thought we did the basics really well. We actually defended well. We defended from the front. We actually pressed quite high, and that caused Leicester a lot of problems. We were into the tackle hard, into the tackle fast, and we were doing it as a group all together collectively through from the defence all the way through to midfield to attack. We was doing that consistently all game, battling and never letting Leicester settle, because let's be honest, we were depleted and Leicester had probably the better ballers out there. They had the better team in terms of technique and style. They've been playing better. They went into the game more confident. It's always the case for United. When our backs are to the wall and it looks like we're at the end, we always manage to pull a result out of somewhere. And yesterday, no, it wasn't fantastic. But again, like I said, we got the result that mattered. We stopped Leicester's run. That was their statement game for me yesterday. And they didn't turn up. Leicester did not turn up to that game yesterday. They were poor. I don't think they took advantage of half of the possession that they had. De Gea had nothing to do all second half. So, in fairness to United, the positives in defending and keeping a clean sheet are massive, because we've seen it, like I said then, and a few people have brought it up as well. A lot of the other teams ahead of us, the bigger teams, the so-called better teams, are conceding left, right and centre at the moment in terms of goals. Liverpool's defence looks shaky. City, my God, another 3 conceded. How many times are we going to say that? And then obviously Arsenal again, another 2 goals conceded. Shots coming in from everywhere. And looking at United, it just doesn't look like the opposition is going to get loads of chances. Yeah, we're not creating a lot at all, but they always say you got to build from the back, and defensively we look absolutely sound at the moment. We look solid. We're making the odd little mistake here and there, which is costing us. Yes, we've picked on that all the time. I've brought it up all the time. We're not going to go into detail on that, because yesterday, apart from the mistake, Maguire letting the ball go over his head, thinking that Lindelof was going to be covering, and obviously Lindelof got stripped of it and out-muscled by Maddison, and Maddison should have scored. But albeit from a fantastic save from De Gea, yeah, like I said, the game might have been different from that point, but that really was the only concerning point in the game for me. And then after that, Leicester, apart from a great effort from Chilwell from outside the box, which was another great save from De Gea, they didn't really create much. Vardy was quiet. We took him out of the game completely. Maguire absolutely battered Maguire. Well, not battered him, but you know what I mean. In terms of winning that battle, Maguire won it hands down. Vardy, I don't think he had a shot, did he? Didn't? No. Indeed, he didn't do much. He was struggling. I thought McTominay held his own without being fantastic. Matic and Pereira were poor for me, and that just goes to show then if 2 of our midfielders are pretty poor, which they were, they did a job, and collectively, like I said, we did press and battle, but we're looking to a standard of player in our midfield to step up, and until Fred and Chong came on into that midfield on attacking side of our game, we didn't really look like we were going to be creating anything. The only excitement came when they came onto the pitch, which hopefully Ollie will take forward now into the next few games, especially with Fred. I think Fred definitely needs to get more game time now and hopefully nail down a position, because these are perfect games for him now to really test his mettle coming up. Maybe give him a shout against Astana this week, and then I think he'd be perfectly set then for the game on Sunday with West Ham. He needs to step up to the mark now. And in the big away games, I don't think Fred looked too bad last year. Really didn't. Obviously, he had the great performance at PSG. And I thought he was alright in a lot of other games. I just don't think he's had a fair ride. He's not been given as much chances as the other midfielders, especially the likes of McTominay. I think Matic got more than enough chances last season. And it's good to see that he isn't getting them this season, albeit now only because of severe injury crisis that we have, that he's actually there. I think Fred would easily come in for Pereira as well. I don't think any United fan would have any issue with that. Even if you wanted to keep McTominay in there and play Pogba and Fred, I don't think that is a bad shout. It really isn't. He should be starting the game now, Fred. I think the others have had a good chance. I think if Ollie's being fair to the squad, especially the first team squad, then Fred deserves a shout. He really does. Anyone else who stood out for you guys in that game yesterday, comment. I'm obviously reading your comments as I'm going along now as well. But anyone else who you thought stood out, who deserves a shout in that game? For me, it was more, and I said it in my fan cam outside as well, it was more of a collective performance. We played like a mid-table team, which is what it was. It was just dogged and determined. It reminded me like a Burnley performance, all together as one team with the sole purpose of stopping the opposition, because that's how we set up in that game. We set up at Old Trafford to stop Leicester. Now take from that what you want. It doesn't sound great. I'm going to let it ride probably this week because we didn't have much options, to be honest. Going forward, we had James playing there. He'd played twice internationally over the international break, probably one of few. Obviously Rashford's played as well, and coming back from international break, it's always a shaky game. Look at City, for God's sake. Look at Arsenal. I mean, Liverpool took a while to get going as well. It's always tough coming back from international. So it was all about the result. I don't care about the performance. I'm not going to dig anyone out in particular who played average. You know how I feel about certain performers, but no one really deserves to be dug out in terms of really bad performance, because we won the game, and that is what was important this weekend. Forget about individual performances. We played as a team, we battled as a team, we harassed and harried Leicester, and that's where our chances came from. And luckily, we took them, albeit they were all set pieces, and that's where it looked like we were going to score. But I'm happy with the result. I cannot be disheartened with how I'm going into Monday morning. 4th in the league after 5 games. Arsenal coming up, yeah. Hopefully we can get through West Ham next weekend and still be there. We do owe West Ham one. For God's sake, we owe them big time. But we can get through that, and then we're heading into the Arsenal game on the Monday night, and that's going to be a crunch game straight away, because after watching Arsenal's away performance today and them absolutely melting in the second half, it's definitely an opportunity for United too, especially with the way Arsenal play and attack. If we've got a few players back, like a Pogba or a Martial for that Arsenal game, then we're looking at that and thinking they're going to play right into our hands at Old Trafford. The space that Watford had in behind, it was frightening, and Arsenal's defence literally just melted and it just parted like the Red Sea. There was nothing there, and encouraging signs for us definitely for that game. But obviously we've got to get through our own away day voodoo, which is 0 wins so far this season, and not looked like winning a game so far this season away from home as well. Can we do it against West Ham next week? I hope we can, because it would give us a massive confidence booster then, heading into that Arsenal game, knowing how Arsenal are going to come at us. Like I said, it would be ideal for us, and it is just perfectly set up. We just have to concentrate now on this Arsenal game. The Astana game on Thursday it's a nothing game. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter. It's all about the league this season. I think we can play all the kids and the reserve players this week against Astana. Obviously, I'll play Fred in there, like I said, just to give him some more game time, but I think he'd be ready then perfect for West Ham. But let's just get through these midweek games, Astana and Rochdale. No issue. Don't need to worry about playing certain players. Just play the reserves, play the kids. I do not care, in my opinion. Does not matter for the cup. We need to just be in that top 4 if we possibly can. Top 6 even. Something that's going to appeal to us building a team in the summer and attracting some players to United. We need to have something to bring them in. We need to have a draw, like some sort of draw to bring them into United, because it's not going to work if we don't have European football. It's as simple as that. So, what do you guys think about the game yesterday? I can see you all coming in with your comments there. Let's just get through a few of the comments on the game before we go on. There's a few of them going on here. Just bear with me a second. Vandy Kande, great. Another great name. Rashford has been horrendous for months. If Rashford was not an academy player, he couldn't hide behind criticism of other players all this months. We gassed Rashford when he scored that PSG penalty kick too. Yeah, Rashford again yesterday, he sort of divided opinion. I mean, as a striker for me, I remember the days of Ruud van Nistelrooy, and his hold-up play was great, yes, but Van Nistelrooy was just a goal machine. That's what we need. We need a goal machine. Someone who, he doesn't do much in the game. He really doesn't get involved in too much, but when the chance comes, he needs to be able to take it. The only chances that he really had yesterday, he created the penalty himself, which you got to give credit for, and he took the penalty away, which was good. Then he had the free kick. Oh, Rashford on free kicks, but it actually nearly went in yesterday. So, in a way, how can you judge Rashford? Did he improve from his last performance against Southampton? Yes, he did. He scored the penalty. He nearly got a second. He created the penalty. So all in all, the chances that he got, his overall play didn't really get involved much. But with that midfield and the way we were struggling, maybe yesterday wasn't a game to really judge Rashford on. I'm his biggest critic. I want more from him. I really do. But for yesterday's game, I don't think you can be too overly critical of Rashford. He had his chance. He took his chance and we won the game. If he can do that for the rest of the season, I don't care what his in-game play is like, as long as the main striker, he is there to bag when we need it. The opportunities are going to be few and far between for United this season. We just don't have the players to create endless amounts of chances. So when they come along, he has to take them. Yesterday, he took them, nearly had two, and what can you say? You can't really criticise it too much. I think I see another comment there regarding Harry Maguire. I could just pick it up again. Bear with me a second. A few more Rashford slants there. Oh no, I can't find it now. But you know what I mean. Someone picked up on Harry Maguire yesterday being the best. Yesterday was a big game for Harry Maguire, especially because playing against his old teammates again, obviously, was a big thing for him. He had Vardy. United looked like we were shaky at the back, and it was a perfect game for Vardy yesterday. And the fact that we didn't see him pretty much was down to Harry Maguire. Lindelof looked shaky in parts again. He grew into the game a little bit, but to be honest, they didn't really have much to do. What we did have to do, I thought Maguire sort of handled perfectly. I think they broke it down on Match of the Day last night as well, and it was clear everyone was going down the Harry Maguire route. It was a masterclass performance from him, total command. Everything that came in that he needed to deal with, he dealt with massively and with confidence as well. So I think Harry Maguire definitely deserves a shout after that, and hopefully just gets better and better and better. Obviously, I was impressed again with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Down that right-hand side, he was rock solid. And it's all defensive performances again. Going forward, we were crap. Let's be honest. We have been crap all season. But defensively is a positive. I'm going down the positive sort of route this evening in this video, because we have been downbeat and criticising everything that we possibly can, deservedly as well, don't get me wrong. But defensively, I'm happy with where we're at right now. If Lindelof cannot get his act together still, I'm not going to let him get off the hook. There's still things, and he could have cost us yesterday as well. All he needs to have the balls to actually drop him and play someone else. You've got Axel there chomping at the bit. People will say still too quick for him, but when Eric Bailly comes back, what's happening then? Is he going to be given a chance? Does he deserve a chance? All he keeps talking about in his press conference before the game yesterday, he said he was asked the question, it was a chance for the average age of the club to come down, and he came straight back at it with, well, no, it's a chance for the average age to go up because Matic and Mata get a chance. I mean, Matic has been running his mouth about United now, and Ollie's come out and backed him and give him another chance. I mean, for God's sake, Ollie, come on, man, don't let them walk all over you like they are. Yeah, I understand we're depleted and certain players have to play, but how many chances are these players going to get? And that's what I want to bring Eric Bailly into, because apparently he wasn't flavour of the month with Ollie last season either. Is he going to give him a chance? Is he going to be equal to the whole squad? Is Bailly going to get given this chance when he comes back fit? Maybe he would be the answer next to Maguire. Maybe Maguire would bring out more composure and the best out of Eric Bailly. Because let's be honest, Bailly has been unlucky with injuries and hasn't really had a fair ride in terms of partners next to him. Because we lose that many with injury, it's never been a settled back two for our centre-backs. So Bailly could come in and play a part in this team. Just going to bring up a super chat from our man. Gold, peace and prosperity. Oh, I can't say the word, sorry. But prosperity, that's the one, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. He says, saw your match day vlog. Glad that Alfie enjoyed his birthday. Do you think that Ollie makes promises to seniors, Matic? No, on number of appearances, contrast to Lampard, pure merit based on their debt. Yeah, it's pretty much what I've just been saying there. And Lampard did get brought up a lot. And if anyone wants proof of playing youth and players that have played together, we've seen all three of the Chelsea players yesterday scoring goals. And they've been brought up in the same youth system. We've got an exact same scenario there. And I say exact because it is. We've got good players coming through who deserve a chance in the first team, like Chelsea and Lampard, like Goldpiece said there, on pure merit and form that they've actually been showing in the under-23s. I mean, there is a chance obviously this Thursday, and hopefully, I really do hope, firstly, that Ollie gives them a chance and just plays them, and secondly, that they take that chance and then give Ollie no room to hide in terms of playing his favourites. I call them favourites because he keeps giving them chances. Chances, it's their chance. It's the chance for this. You know what? I don't care about chances. They've had their chance for me. And there's players there who, on merit, deserve a chance as well. I'm talking through the whole squad, not just the youth players, which I keep going on about, I know. But, like I said, Eric Bailly, what happens when he comes back? Is he going to get given another chance that Ollie keeps talking about? Who else have you got there in terms of midfield? We all know about Fred. There's two prime examples there who could bring a complete different dimension. Because I guarantee you this. If that ball over the top early doors yesterday was going through and it was Eric Bailly and not Victor Lindelof battling with Maddison, I guarantee Maddison would have already been on the floor and Bailly would have been walking out with that ball, or the ball would have been in De Gea's hands. Bailly isn't getting muscled off a ball, I can guarantee you that. Bailly wouldn't have missed that header in the Palace game, guarantee that. Yeah, he may be a little bit rash at times and could cost us in terms of stupid decisions, but he's never played alongside a Maguire. Is Ollie going to be giving him a chance? Is he going to be giving Fred his chance playing alongside Pogba for a spell of games? You know what I mean? He's got to be fair to the whole squad. Otherwise, he is looking like he's got favourites, and it's not going to help his cause at all with the fans, because we know next week against West Ham, this could all go completely Pete Tong, and it could be back to where he was against Southampton, all doom and gloom. So, Ollie, yeah, we got the win yesterday, and I'm loving the fact that we did get the win. It was massive and important, but we're realistic on this channel, and that's why we all come on to these live shows and leave our comments. We know this could all go wrong next week against West Ham. Our away record is crap. I can't remember our last away win. When was it? I said it the other week in the league, I'm not sure, but in terms of every competition, the last time we won away from home was Paris Saint-Germain. Says it all. So, what confidence we have from yesterday and actually being fourth in the table. What do we take into next week against West Ham? We're away from home. Does that mean that we drop points automatically? Do this squad actually have it in them to actually get past that and think we can actually win a game away from home? Because that's what we've been doing all season. That's what we finished with last season. That's what cost us in the end. Looking like we could do something away from home, but then always bottling it on the last minute or conceding a goal. We go in front, we concede. If we concede first, then it was game over. We're never getting back in it. Can we get past that? Have these players been given too many chances is what I'm saying and what I'm getting at. Is it time that we change them? Is it time that we give everyone a fair crack at the whip? Because there are players in that team who don't deserve to be in there. There's a few, actually. There's quite a lot who haven't been playing well enough and don't warrant that spot. So I'm just begging and hoping that Ollie gives everyone a fair crack. Going on to a few of your comments, I've seen Niz United, welcome to the live chat. Not heard from you for a while, Liz. So, Niz even, not Liz, sorry. Another thing I'm going to point out is Ollie is not giving Mason Greenwood any chance whatsoever. Leicester match was the ideal match for him. Mason, pathetic from Ollie. Niz is going down hard. Fred made a difference. I don't get what vendetta Ollie has. Oh, Niz going right down the Ollie throat there. Not holding back. That's it. I like everyone's opinion matters. It really does. We all have different ones, but that's why I do the live shows and I bring you all on, or as many guests on as I can, just to get different opinions and take them all on board. Niz pretty much going straight in there for Ollie, and you can't really disagree in a way, because it does look like there's some sort of, I just spoke about them favouritism or vendettas against certain players. I do know for a fact that Ollie was not an Eric Bailly fan last season, just through him turning up late to training and things like that, and not being a good vibe, basically. You could say like a Lukaku sort of character. Wasn't good, didn't want him in the team, made it obvious that he wasn't going to be playing, and inevitably in the end he went. But did this injury cost by getting a transfer away? You could say that. He could have been gone in the summer pretty much like Lukaku. But I understand where this is coming from there. And yeah, people say we have got plenty of games and these players will come. A lot of people criticised me for my fan cam yesterday, saying what am I stressing about? There's plenty of games to go. Gomez is only 19, this and that. I'd say back, look at Chelsea. Look at what happened with Rashford when he broke on the scene last season, thrown right in at the deep end. Not last season, when he came through under Van Gaal, sorry. He came in and he flourished. We're playing that bad, or was playing that bad, that why wouldn't he give these guys a chance? Why wouldn't he try and mix it up and give us a new dimension? Because that's what it would give us. I, for one, definitely think that there is an issue with Fred, like a lot of people are saying. There really is. For him to be not starting ahead, for him to not be starting ahead of at least Pereira. I mean, for God's sake, Pereira. What can we say about him? I mean, he has been absolute dog shit for me the last couple of games. Like I said, I didn't want to bring him out for the game yesterday. I thought he was poor again yesterday. He did get better when Ollie moved him into his better position in the centre. Why is he playing Pereira on the right-hand side? He knows he was poor against Southampton, and he was poor again yesterday. And he brought him into the middle, player playing where he plays best, and he played better. He was a bit more influential, and he was making some better passes and contributing a little bit more when he played in his rightful position. But that's another problem we've got. Ollie just seems to be finding places on that pitch for players, no matter what position they like to play in. It's like the Mata is the prime example of it. We all know Mata cannot play on the right hand side. Yesterday, give him a free roll. He was everywhere across, and he wasn't bad. He was one of our better players yesterday. He was doing a lot. Yet, when we want to counter-attack, the ball goes to Mata, and what happens? There's no one there. There's no players around him, because we're playing very defensively, just trying to hold on to what we've got. So it makes Mata look even worse. Do you blame Ollie for playing Mata? Or do you blame Ollie for actually keeping Mata at the club? Where are you at with it? Is it Ollie's fault, or is it just simply because Mata is not good enough anymore? He played alright for me yesterday. He did. And would I prefer to see Gomez in there? Yeah, 100%. Would have liked to see Gomez in there. But this is the issue with Ollie, and this is why people are moaning still about Ollie. This is something that people are not going to forget now, and they're not going to let it go. Because if we turn up to West Ham next week and we get beat, and he's played the same sort of players again, then he deserves all the criticism that's coming his way. He really does. They all deserve criticism. The players, the manager, everyone deserves the criticism that they're getting, because they're failing us, they're failing the fans, and they're failing everything that United is built on in terms of confidence building, taking chances, actually playing with no fear, because at the moment we are playing with fear. It's as simple as that. I've seen a message there from our man Jacob Christensen. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you back on the comments, pal. There must be somewhere in the senior players' contracts for amount of game time. Anyone can see how much of a difference Fred made when Matic was substituted. Same subject again. Yeah, it keeps coming up with everyone. It was clear as day. That's how I would put it. When Fred came on the pitch, it just seemed to give us a new dimension. Just completely changed the game. It was sharper. The passes were going forward. They were moving quicker. It was one touch out your feet, bang, gone straight away. No issue. That's what I like about Fred. He does make mistakes because that's the way he plays. He plays with no fear. Yes, the game that pretty much condemned Fred last season was the Wolves away game. We was on top of that game. McTominay had scored early doors. We were battering Wolves all over him, and then Fred and De Gea made a cock up at the back, and it cost us, and they scored a goal from it, and he sort of melted a little bit from then. It got on top of him. Whether he's going to learn from that, hopefully he will. This is why we want him to get a chance now. He's seen what happened and where it went wrong last season, so we want to see if he's learnt that and he can take it forward. When he played, when he's come in his little bits in pre-season, he was okay. You could see he was up for it in training and in the training videos that were released, but is he going to get given that chance? I mean, it's like Jacob said there, is there some higher authority which is making Ole actually play these players and keep playing the same old players? It's just, we don't want to see it anymore. We want to see everyone getting given the same chance. Everyone keeps coming up saying exactly the same thing. Why do we keep seeing these players play every single week? It is annoying as hell. But it is what it is, innit? We're never going to know. All we can do is just comment and talk about it ourselves, and hopefully it will change through the season, and we do see them given a chance, especially the young players, because I said it yesterday, my main title on my fan cam was Gomez will leave. His contract ends this summer, and I can see a Pogba part 2 all over again. A good player with a lot of potential. If he doesn't get the game time this season, why would he stay? Why would he stay to be playing in the under-23s when we know he will go somewhere else and he will flourish? People say, what is the rush? Gomez is only 19. He's on the bench at United. That should be good enough. But, you know what I mean? He's going to be gone in the summer. His contract ends. So, he's going to get given a chance, yeah, when he's 20. But that chance might come somewhere else. Why not now in this season when Ollie can't seem to pick his team that he wants to play. He doesn't know what his best team is. So with him messing around with the current crop and a Pereira coming in or a Matic coming in, why not change it one game and just play a Gomez in there? Why not drop Rashford for one game or Mato instead of playing him in the front three? Play Greenwood up there. You know what? It's as simple as that. This is the moments in certain times at clubs and certain times in the season when it can all change. It can either go completely downhill right now for us, or a player like Greenwood or Gomez coming in can just lift the whole place and literally just change everything. I can see comments coming in all the time down the side. Ollie is clueless. Ollie loves he's a yes man. He picks the same players every single week. We won the game yesterday. That's all I'm going to say about that. And obviously, I have issues with Ollie. You know I do. I really do. And the issues that I have are the ones that everyone is bringing up there. Playing the same players. Not playing the kids. Not giving them a chance. Croppers FC, how you doing, mate? Our back four. Let me just get you. Sorry, mate. Message has just gone up. Our back four looked amazing yesterday, and De Gea, but for McTominay, is man of the match. De Gea, man of the match. I wouldn't go that far, mate. Honestly, I would say the two saves he made were crucial. They really were. He didn't do anything in the second half. I think that's down to, like you said, the defence, which was absolutely rock solid and is the only positive for me right now in that team from yesterday. We were absolutely rock solid. It was a perfect defensive performance because, like we said, Leicester were coming into that game full of confidence, full of attacking threats, good players all over the pitch. Vardy licking his lips at the thought of getting onto Lindelof. He tried to stick himself to Lindelof, but somehow always managed to be coming up against Maguire just had him on toast, literally. He was as good as any centre-back in the league at the moment. I know you said McTominay, mate. McTominay, for me, did have a good game. But it's hard to it's easy to say McTominay had a good game because Matic and Pereira around him at the moment are just crap. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I don't do it on this channel. You know, I'm straight to the bone. And yeah, McTominay had an okay game yesterday and deserved a little bit of credit for it. He'd been crap the previous 4 though for me. So, you know, it's good to see him, and hopefully it gives him the confidence now having an alright game going forward and can get better and better again, because he, for me, was our best midfielder finishing the season last season. But I'm not going to hide behind the fact that he has been crap so far at the start of this season. He has. Alright game yesterday. A good 7 out of 10 for me. But he needs to keep that up now. He needs to be solid and keep going forward, because he isn't the ideal player for United. He isn't what we need right now. But he is a player there who would fit in a certain way into our squads. For me, he's still not first pick on the team sheet. He's not our best 11, McTominay. He's not. I would play a different midfield without McTominay. But for me, he is a good squad player for United. It's unfortunate that he's come into this squad now when we're so flat and so poor, because it's making him look even worse than what he actually is. I do think he has got qualities, McTominay. He does. And yesterday he stood up. He had a great battle with Maddison yesterday, and he held his own, which was good. And that's what we need to see. It was literally a case of stand up and be counted yesterday. And as crap as the game was, they battled and they hassled and harried, like I said, and we ended up winning the game. So there's not much more you can say in terms of that. We got what we needed, which was the win. Now going on to slightly different, it obviously broke yesterday as well, and it's in the papers. Maybe we'll hear more this week. It does look like De Gea is going to sign that contract. Literally at the start of last week, I said De Gea should be sold in January, because I'm sick of him and this deal not being done and dusted. I don't want to hear it anymore. The only thing I wanted to hear, and it was at the start of the season, was De Gea has signed the deal and it was all put to bed. It's dragged on through the season. He's looked shaky at the odd moment already this season, and if he wasn't keen on signing this contract, then I just said literally, see you later, mate. Bye bye, Dave. If you want to go and sign for someone in January. I don't care. It's got to a stage now where it should have been done and dusted, and holding out for this and that, I don't care. Get out, gone. But it does look now like it is going to happen, and Davey's going to sign that deal, and we've got our keeper going forward for the next 5 years. So that's settled. The back 4 looks like it's settling. If Luke Shaw can't come on and get any better, again another little injury like Ollie said, and he's out. God knows when he's coming back now. No sign. Every time he does get a little knock, it's not a little knock, is it? It's just another long injury. And just when it looks like we are getting settled at the back and we are looking solid, De Gea signs a deal, which is good. Now, if it is true, then we can start building from there forward and moving into that midfield, where obviously we know we need reinforcements and we need change. So it's where it is with our defence. We look at one good thing, which would be Maguire coming in, Bazaka coming in. Lindelof needs to get better, we know, but he could. We've got players in reserve in Bailly and Axel who could also come into that, so that's looking good. Then we look over to the left, and then Luke Shaw again. You know what? You can say the guy's unlucky, but I mean, come on, how many chances is this guy gonna get? I don't want to see Ashley Young down the left. As good as he did battle yesterday, he still played his rugby, I call them rugby union passes, where it's just territorial, just literally boots the ball up the field to no man, just a no percentage pass, it just goes upfield. He gives the ball away a lot. His passing is poor, and I can't remember the last time he put a good ball in. So yeah, as well as he did defend yesterday, and he wasn't bad. Ashley Young, he's not the answer at left back. Then we look at Shaw, who's not getting any better, and he's still massively injury prone. What do we do? Does Shaw go? Do we get rid of him? Is he the problem now? Because nothing's coming down our right. We've got that solid. We've got Maguire in the middle. Dave signs his deal and gets his confidence back. That's all good. Does it move across to the left-hand side now with Luke Shaw? Is that the issue? Because I'm sick of every little single knock that he gets. He just seems to be out forever. It's the same with any player at United. Ollie will come out, it doesn't look that bad. Martial's still not back. I mean, that's gone on a month now. Shaw's been out a month now. Pogba's been out for a couple of weeks if you introduce it's going to be 3 weeks since Pogba played from Southampton, because we had the international week, we've had this week. Now moving on to next Sunday against West Ham, because I don't think he'll play against the Astana. Then that's 3 weeks for Pogba. Little injuries. We can't afford any key player to be out for any space of time. 1 week is bad enough. Never mind a month, 3 weeks. We just can't afford it in our team. And we need players like the Maguires who just don't seem to be getting injured. We need players who we can rely on. Luke Shaw has never been the same player. And I've tried to back him and tried to give him every benefit of the doubt, but I'm sick to death of these players going down injured and then not being able to come back for a month. And you could say that's harsh, but honestly, has he been doing enough on the pitch to warrant any sort of praise? And then every time he gets a little knock, it's at a minimum a month. Do we and can we afford to have that sort of player? It's been unfortunate. Like a few of you have commented, goal piece there, and I've seen another one come up a second ago there about Darlow. I said I'd play Darlow at left back ahead of Luke Shaw if they were both fit, just to give Luke Shaw a kick up the arse, because I think he does still look like he's holding weight. Could say I'm being harsh again on him there, you really could, but let's be honest, is he fit? If he was fit, if he was fit and at full fitness, would he be struggling with these injuries every time? I say if a player is fully fit, then he always comes back quicker from an injury, and it's quite clear that Luke Shaw is struggling with fitness. Is it a case of he's come back from his injury, he's recovered, and he's still trying to get fit? He could have been fit. He could have been injury-free a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. But is it a case of his fitness? Is it his fitness that's the issue, not so much the injuries? Because his injuries are only going to set him back even more. Can we afford to be giving players that amount of time? How long has he been at the club now? 5, 6 years going on nearly? I mean, it's getting to that stage now, isn't it? Nearly 5 years minimum Luke Shaw's been at the club. What's he done? Has he got any better? No. My thing that I say with United, if you're a United player and you haven't improved in the space of 2-3 years, then you should be out the door. That's the sort of stature of club that I put us at, and that's where I think we've gone downhill. We've been too soft, we've been giving players too many chances, and the fact that we keep changing managers, although I know it was bad and it was boring under Van Gaal, and obviously we had the Mourinho issues, and players wanted him out. Fans wanted the managers out. We wanted change. But I think this has obviously had a ripple effect into the actual players that are still at the club as well, because every time a new manager comes in, they assess the squads. Another year goes by, that player's still there because they're still being assessed and thinking that this manager might get something out of him. You never know, he might change under this manager. No, it's not. But then another manager comes in, and then that player's still there. And this has been the issue with the likes of Phil Jones and Smalling. Smalling obviously gone on loan now, but Rojo again the same, Shaw the same. You know, they keep getting too many chances, and on them wages, why would they want to leave United? It's just a catastrophe from top to bottom in terms of recruitment. We already know that, but it's affecting the performances on the pitch now. And then, like I said, ripple effect there. Is that why we're not seeing the younger players come in? Is it a case of, like people have said in the comments there, it's in their contracts. These contracts that these players get, they need to be playing certain amounts of games. It's a joke, to be honest, that these players are still at the club. We know it is. The only one I won't criticise was Darmian, because he never really kicked up a stink. If he was asked to play, he played. He wasn't injury prone. He literally just got on with his job and did it. Rojo, horrible. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't bring anything to the squad. Doesn't get a match day. You know what I mean? We got all these injuries and he still doesn't get in the match day squad. How are we not getting rid of that player in the summer? He's taking the chance away from another player, literally. I think Darlow's injury is unfortunate because I do think Darlow could have started this season. I do think he is the one to actually get into Luke Shaw's position and actually give Luke Shaw the kick up the arse that he needs, because Luke Shaw just walks into the team, doesn't he? I mean, because we haven't got another left back. We're so thin on the grounds. He walks into the team, no issue at all, no threat to his position, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? We've got players across the rest of the back four which are good enough now, but our system and us catching up now, you can see what Ollie's trying to do off the pitch, but I just think it got too far gone, and it's got to a stage now where we're just struggling to get rid of these players, and we're going to end up losing the younger players who could possibly have some future at United because they're not getting game time now. They should be getting game time now. We've seen what Lampard did with Chelsea, and Chelsea this summer. He's leaving some well-known, week in, week out established players out and playing the younger players because they deserve to play. They've done enough in the reserves, he's done enough in the under-23s, and he's given them their shout. And it's paying off for him. The 3 players that Chelsea had that scored yesterday, they've all grown through the youth system together and played together. We have exactly the same scenario, like I said earlier in the video, that we've got 3 players there, even 4, 5 you could say, in Axel, Garner, Gomez, Chong and Greenwood, who could literally come in and change the whole face of that United team in terms of defence and attack and midfield. That is what we have got. That's what we've got in our squad. And it's what's keeping me going, that we've got this quality of player coming through that could actually change us this season. Even though we've not spent what we should be spending, we've actually got some good players coming through, and it's what's keeping us going. But if under Ollie's watch these players end up walking out the door this summer, then that is completely it for me. I go as far as saying, if I don't see at least 3 of them players playing against Astana, or maybe Rochdale as well, I give him them 2 games. If we don't see at least 3 of them players that I've just mentioned then starting against the teams like Astana and Rochdale, and I'm done with Ollie. That is where I'm at with that. That's how passionate I feel about that situation, because he's talking about chances for players. What about chances for other players? You know what I mean? It's not all about the same old players. It's about the rest of the squad as well. And I can see everyone in the comment section there talking exactly the same way regarding the players and the deadwood that is still there at the club. Darlow hopefully will recover from his injury and come into this team and deserves a shot, because he wasn't one of our worst players last season. He was one who actually looked like he was improving as he went on, whereas others were in decline. So Darlow deserves a shot. Fred deserves a shot because it's only his 2nd season, and obviously he is clearly better than a lot of what we have got in that midfield, and if the others are getting a chance, he deserves a chance. It is as simple as that. A few more comments, let's just get into it. Dave Whitehead, how are you doing, Dave? We all know Dave, who's been on before. I think he was at the game as well, Dave, wasn't you, yesterday? I don't know what you think of it. I think Ollie will start them, mate. Start them for them games. Yeah, hopefully he does, mate. He does. He needs to play him. Phil Burtonwood, hello Phil. I know you was at the game as well yesterday. Rojo is a liability. Yep, he is. Doesn't deserve to be anywhere near the squad. Let's get through a few of these. Keelan, how you doing, Keelan, mate? Garner needs to start. Gomez, Fred and Mason agree totally. Rojo is a centre-back, not a left-back, Andrew. I think your conversation is with someone else there, mate. Goal piece again. That's great call, Adam. I think thinking along similar lines. I think you're thinking of the younger players there and getting that shout. Yep, Paul Robinson. Hello, Paul. Longstaff was to fill the hole for me. Ollie is spineless and shown this on Saturday. I am learning more to Ollie with every match day. Yeah, that's quite steep as well, that, mate. That was down the Niz sort of comment on Ollie, that one. Philly's Big Blue Rabbit, the City fan, in with the comments. How you doing, Phil? Welcome to the show, mate, by the way. Surely yesterday's gave you guys some confidence, though. Leicester City will beat a lot of other teams. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying there. It does give us a little bit of confidence in the fact that we could shut down a free-flowing team like that. The problem is, we all know that we basically have got an alright defence. And if teams come on to us, every single United fan knows, which is why I'm probably more confident for the Arsenal game than the West Ham game, I'll be honest. When teams attack United, it plays to our advantage because we've got good defenders. We've got players that can defend and we can break quickly. We have got pace in abundance when there's space behind. But all these lower league teams have to do against us is sit behind the ball and give us the ball, because we haven't got the creative nous around the edge of the box to break these teams down like a City and a Liverpool and a Spurs have. I mean, you've seen what Spurs did to Crystal Palace yesterday, and Spurs were supposed to be down in the dumps. And we couldn't get 2 or 3 shots off against Crystal Palace at home, but Spurs put them to bed in the first half. So we all know we have got a little bit of confidence from it, mate, but we know what could happen. Let's see, Real Madrid fan TV. Hello, we've got Real Madrid fans on as well. Real Madrid fans, Liverpool fans, City fans. We've had quite a mix tonight. Let's see, Don Segre, Adam, you are a legend. Mic drop, thank you very much. Cheers, mate. Let's see, Andrew always comes on and comments. He's been stuck in with someone in a deep conversation, I think, already while I've been talking. The last straw for me will be if the lineup on Thursday doesn't have youth players in the Europa League, then I'm Ollie out. I think I pretty much said the same thing there, mate. I'd give him the Astana and the Rochdale game, to be honest. I think them are the key ones. If he doesn't play at least 3 of our youth players in there, then I'm done with Ollie. I really am. I won't forgive him for that. I really won't. Because that will be the final nail in the coffin. It will be them youth players who could be the future United gone in the summer. And then we're looking at trying to spend a fortune trying to bring them back like it was against Pogba. With Pogba again, it could be the same scenario all over again. It's stupid. Mike Fergus, hey Adam, I fear we will prevent Ollie from playing the kids on Thursday. He will play Matic and Rojo and Young and Mata on Thursday, mark my words. Yeah, that will be the final nail in the coffin, like I said, mate. If he does start playing them players in them games, when there's no excuse to play them players in them games, unless he's seriously thinking about going for the Europa League full on and it being a realistic chance of getting into the Champions League next season. But I can see us walking the group, to be honest, but as soon as them Champions League teams start dropping down into the Europa League and you've seen the quality that is in them groups in the Champions League, I just think we're just going to get blown away in the Europa League as well. So for me, I just want to be out of the Europa League as quickly as possible. I just think you should just play the full youth team. Just give everyone a chance. I'm not bothered if he plays Rojo, but as long as I'm seeing a Garner and an Axel play, I'm getting Chong and Gomez and Greenwood up front, I'm seeing all them play. That's what I want to see. I mean, you can play a Pereira in that team with them. I don't care about that. It's just a chance for them to get game time and experience. And then if they play well in the Europa League or the Carabao Cup, be it, then they get given a chance in the Premier League because they've played so well in that. It just gives Ollie that option. I just think he's not playing them because he doesn't want to get given that option. He's too scared, basically. He is now looking at it like the Leicester game yesterday. Yeah, we got the win, and he will say this weekend we're in the top 4, like I said at the start, and everything's all good and well. But he's now looking like he's picking a team, literally like Mourinho did. He's playing Mourinho football now, Mourinho tactics, where it's all about the result. Doesn't matter about performance. It's all about saving his own bacon now. He's already fallen into that trap where the result is more important than performance and building a squad. He's saying he's building a squad for the future. No, he's not. If he doesn't play the kids, he isn't building for the future at all. Yeah, he's made good signings and they've all been good, but he needs to work on the rest of the team. If he's relying on Summers and bringing in 3 players every summer to be United's best players, then he isn't going to get given the chance because we've seen the results and we've seen the performances so far this season. He isn't going to see out the rest of the season because we'll be down in mid-table. We know we will. If now he mixes and builds off this result against Leicester and uses it as the benchmark to go forward, knowing that he's got a solid defence and we can close out a game like we did yesterday with a team that is high-flying like Leicester, then he needs to build on that. Because, I mean, could you actually see Gomez playing any worse than what Mata did yesterday? Honest answers. Tell me now. Could you see Greenwood playing any worse than Rashford did? Would he? You know what I mean? Would them players not be able to do the job that them two did? Maybe even do them better. You know what I mean? Gomez has got more energy. If you give him a job, I'm pretty certain that he would be able to do exactly what Mata did, maybe more. You know, and again, into midfield there, that Pereira, there would Garner not be able to do that job? You know what I mean? Would he do any worse? Would Fred, forget Garner for now, because I think Fred deserved a shot more. Would Fred not be able to do what Pereira did any better? I think he'd have been able to do it and do more. Stop playing players out of position. Start giving other players a chance. Giving every single player in the squad the same chance. That's my issue with Ollie at the moment. Let's crack on with a few more of these comments because it is heating up. Zakizari, hey Adam, top man, cheers mate. Thomas O'Sullivan, you've been all over these comments mate, I've been waiting to bring one of yours up. He's having a conversation with Paul Robinson. Let's see what you boys are talking about. Ole don't seem to have many tactics. If plan A is not working, there is no plan B. Agree. He promised youth, but in fairness, some of the chances he gave them last season was 5 men here and there. And again, that's happened this season. The fact that Greenwood didn't get a shout in Southampton when he went down to 10 men was criminal. He brought Lingard on in ahead of him. And Lingard has been atrocious. First time I mentioned Lingard in this video. It was actually nice not seeing him in the matchday squad, and I don't mean that in a mean way. But you know where I'm coming from. It was actually good to not have one of his so-called friendly players, his mates that were always there. The fact that the bench was so heavily, it was just riddled with youth players yesterday because we had no one else. But still, look at the first substitutions that were made. You had, who was on that bench yesterday? We had Gomez, Greenwood, Chong and Axel on yesterday. And still, the first one that came on was Fred. And then, I think, if he had the chance, and there was a few more players there, and now we know Martial and Pogba are probably going to be back for the West Ham game. Does that mean now that they come straight in? Yeah, I think it does, obviously, because we need quality back in, especially in the forward areas. But this is what I'm trying to say is, why do they deserve to come back in more than what the younger kids do? Have they warranted a place more in the team than what they have? What gives them, apart from having more experience and only trying to save his job, which I think is the biggest issue right now, he's looking to players who we can rely on rather than taking chances because his arse has fell out, as simple as, then we can all see that these players deserve a chance. And he's looking at that squad. He's got rid of players that won't listen to him because I don't think he has got the managerial capabilities to handle egos and overseas players. It's why he brought in players who wanted to play for the club, players of British based players. I understand, and now I was happy with the players that came in. They all wanted to bust a gut and weren't coming to United for the money. It's good, but it just shows the players that he can't handle. He isolates. And Eric Bailly, Lukaku, he's done. He can't handle Lukaku. I'm not arguing against the Lukaku move at all. You know how I feel about him. It just didn't fit. Sanchez, he's talking about him coming back. And then the first moment he steps back on the training ground, he has to go. Why did he have to go? Because Ollie couldn't make him work. He knew that we weren't going to get these players in. He said himself that he had money to spend after the window was shut. I mean, that's just a ridiculous comment. He saying that there was money to spend if the right player was available. I'm sorry. The right players were available. They were there. But you could not handle them. That is the big one. I'm sure if you offered Ollie a Bruno Fernandes or a Sean Longstaff, who would he go for? 100%, I tell you now, he would have gone for Longstaff, because I just don't think he can handle a certain character of player. The only reason Pogba is there for me is because Ollie coached him when he was in the youth team. Otherwise, I think Pogba would have gone. I'm being harsh, I am. But that's just the way I feel, and the way Ollie comes across is that's the vibe I get from him. That is literally now, he is in saving his arse mode. That's where he's at right now. It's all about the result. Yeah, it was for us this weekend, totally understand that, and I've no issue with yesterday. It's the rest of the season where I'm judging Ollie now. This is the part of the season now where I'm going to come down hard on Ollie Solskjaer, and I come down if, like I said, he doesn't play these kids against Astana and Rochdale a minimum, then that's it. I'm done. I'm done with Ollie completely. Paul, question Adam, what are we good at as a team? And what has Ollie improved in our overall body of work? What are we good at as a team? As a team, yesterday was probably the first time I've seen us play as a team. I'd say that. It was very defensive, I know that, and the players that were playing were limited in terms of what they can do. So we obviously had to play as a team yesterday. We were forced into playing that way because we had nothing else. We literally had nothing. It was a snatch and grab yesterday. Leicester were the better team, they had the better quality, they looked better on the ball, they passed it better than us. But what we did yesterday better than Leicester was play as a team. We linked together, we pressed and we defended well as a team. Was that down to Ollie? To answer your question, I'd have said no. I thought yesterday was forced upon us in terms of what needed to happen yesterday. We needed a performance because our backs were against the wall. Was it Ollie's tactics yesterday? Well, you could say he really didn't have a choice. Oh, no, actually, he did have a choice yesterday, and he went for the result rather than the performance. Would the performance have been better if we'd have started with Chong and Fred? It was clear yesterday, yes, the answer to that was. But Ollie bottled it. He played a system and a team that was basically there to take what chance we could get, take what chances came our way, we did, and we won the game. That was it. It would have all been different if Maddison had bagged in the first few minutes. It would have all been different, I guarantee it. There's Zero XR, good to see you back, mate. Not seen you for a while, pal. I will be Solskjaer in no matter what. If you turn, it is up to you. The Glazers is the problem. Ask yourselves, who do you think will come in and just fix things? Not going to happen. No, it's not. We all know the Glazers are the problem, but that's never going to change, mate. Simple as that. What we're talking about now is what we have. And Ollie has come out and backed the Glazers and Ed Woodward by saying that there was money to spend in the summer. So why wasn't it spent? Why wasn't it spent? Do we blame the Glazers for that? Because them words came out of Ollie Solskjaer's mouth. And that's my issue. It's the way Ollie speaks. Yeah, he talks like we're creating chances and really unlucky in the games that we don't get anything out of. That's bollocks. We know it's bollocks. Stop talking that way. You're not convincing any fans that we are playing well. That's my issue with Ollie. Accept where we're at and come out and say it that we've been playing poorly. We'll change the mindsets of so many fans. We'll say, okay, yeah, at least he's seeing what we're seeing and he's not trying to pull the wool over our eyes. That's the issue with a lot of United fans with Ollie at the moment. We can all say Ollie in all the way. Yeah, he has done some good things. He has. He really has. In the summer, he got rid of a lot of players that didn't need to be there, but you can't get rid of 8 players and only bring 3 players in and then start moaning about injuries when you've kept some of the most injury-prone players in this club's history, and that being, over the last 5 years? Bailly can't get through a season without an injury. Shaw, we all know the issues there. Jones is still in the squad. And it's literally a case of, why are we against Ollie right now? It's basically because of, for me, it's what he's saying more than anything else. I mean, I can understand it if he said, I'm doing this and doing it, but he doesn't explain himself enough. He's trying to talk like we don't see what's happening, and that's my issue with him. Why would you bring Lingard on
when you're playing against 10 men, when Lingard hasn't done anything for months on end, and Greenwood's waiting there for his chance. That's my problem. That's what I don't like about him. Next is having the opportunity to be different and take a chance yesterday and not play safe. He played safe yesterday. Yeah, it worked out yesterday and we got the win. Previous few games, it didn't. That's the problem. We're in top 4 now after 5 games, so I can't complain. He's done his job according to the Glazers. But could you honestly answer this question? Would you be able to sit through another season, next season, of what we've dealt with over the last 20 games? That's the problem. We cannot keep playing the way we're playing and getting away with it. Time is going to run out soon. The players that leave in the summer are going to be the ones that say where this club is at right now and where we're actually at as a club. Because if players like Pogba are leaving and wanting to leave, the one flair player we've got in our midfield, that says it all about how United are playing, because he doesn't want to be part of it. Yeah, he could say he doesn't want to pull his sleeves up and be part of what's about to happen at United. I understand that point of view completely. And I understand where you're coming from with backing Ole. I completely understand that everyone has their own opinion and looks on it in the way that it is all the Glazers' fault. It is the Glazers' fault. But what we've got right now, and we know we have to deal with, is partly down to Ole Solskjaer, because he didn't bring in enough players or make sure that certain players stayed to give us backup. And the games that happened yesterday aren't going to always happen. That Maddison chance is going in another game. It's all lifts and buts, and I know it's just what it is at the moment. I can understand where people are saying Ole in, but I can totally see where we're coming from in terms of Ole out. If Ole doesn't play the kids in them 2 games, I'm going to be one of them people who's saying I'm fed up with what Ole's doing. I literally am. I've got hundreds of people messaging me saying Ole is not good enough. He is trying to kid the fans, basically, calling him a liar, an out-and-out liar. Where is that coming from? It's coming from what Ole is saying and how he's coming across. He needs to curb what he does and what he says in these post-match interviews and what he says before games. And, you know what I mean? He has to start showing some bottle. We're right behind him in terms of everything. You see me, I do all this moaning and talking and bringing everyone's views in now, but on game day, I'm right behind the team. I'm right behind every single player. I want them to start getting better. But how long do we let it go on? How long do we let this mediocrity go on that we are at the moment? Because it is unless a team comes and attacks us, then we can't win a game. Is it that easy to play against Man United? Leicester came with a point to prove and they failed. It was, for me, a case of them being poor yesterday rather than us being spectacular. We played well as a team and defended well as a team yesterday. How the hell has it got to 1 hour and 7 minutes? Oh my God. I need to go and have some tea. Right. I'm going to have to cut it there, guys. We have gone on longer than we've ever gone on. So I'm going to go and eat something. People keep asking me questions. It's going to go on all night. Real Madrid Fan TV. Adam, what Ole promised Lampard is doing. Your thoughts? Yeah, exactly that. Lampard is doing what I think Ole should be doing now. 100%. There's no excuse. When you can see what Lampard's done with that depleted team, no transfers and no money to spend. Yeah, you could say his hand was forced, but Ole's hand was forced this weekend with having no first teamers there in that midfield. Martial out, Shaw out, Pogba out. You know, with so many players out, he had a perfect opportunity. And he didn't do it. He is, like you said there, you nailed it in one. What Ole promised, Lampard is putting into full practice. Mason Greenwood must be thinking, what the hell must I do to get into the starting place? Feel sorry for the guy in this. Yeah, I do. I think he should start. And I think if you give him a run of 5 games, it'd be very interesting to see the outcome in them games. Just commit to it and just say, look, you've had your chance, Rashford or Martial, whoever it may be. I'm going to play Greenwood in there now. I'm going to play Gomez. I'm going to play Chong down the right-hand side. Whatever you want to do. And just see how it goes for a few games. You know what I mean? There's players there that are playing that shouldn't be playing. They've had chance after chance after chance. And the fact that Pereira played, after that performance against Southampton baffles me beyond belief. Okay, right. I'm cutting it there, people. There's too many questions coming in. I need to go and get something to eat. I'm starving. But let's finish on a positive note. United are in the top 4 after 5 games. Who'd have thought of that, the way we've been playing? We're 2 points behind Man City, the champions, who are this swashbuckling juggernaut of footballing brilliance. 2 points behind them. What can you say? Thank you for everyone coming on in the comments. Thank you for the super chats and everyone tuning in as usual. I will keep you posted on how Paul is and how everything's going on there. I'm sure everything is okay. Hopefully it is. It's not like him not to message me back at all when he said he's coming on. So fingers crossed everything is okay with his family and his wife is okay. I will catch you guys in the week. We've got a lot of videos. I think I'm going to be back with a Premier League review, obviously with Saeed from United Central. That's going to be coming up as well. Then obviously the preview to the Astana game straight after that, reviewing that, match day vlogs, and then straight into West Ham, which I will be at again, another road trip, and crazy week ahead. Where will we be at this time next week? If in fact I'm actually back from the West Ham game, I don't think I will be in time to do the live show, so it's all going to be changed next week. I might do it another night. I might do it live on the Monday night. You never know. We'll see. Anyway, take it easy, people. Again, everyone who's bigging up the channel and leaving comments, appreciate it. All the people who have liked and everyone's saying thank you. I love you all. I will catch you all in a week. And hopefully, it's going to be the same sort of mood this time next week after the West Ham game. 2 wins would be very nice, wouldn't they? Let's be honest. A nice win with plenty of youth players against Astana, and then a big win against West Ham away from home. Our first win away from home in 5 months. Catch you all guys soon. Take it easy and have a lovely week.